I want justice for him.
Tonight, speaking out, we're hearing from those closest to George Floyd more than a week after he died in police custody.
And police are asking for your help in locating 2 suspects involved in this violent beating outside Quick Trip over the weekend. And
Northland Strong, how local businesses are helping the Twin Cities clean up after several days of riots.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
More than a week after the death of George Floyd, Roxy Washington, the mother of Floyd's 6-year-old daughter, Gianna, spoke publicly for the first time today. In an emotional plea, she spoke about George as a father and how she hopes there will be accountability for the officers involved.
I want justice for him because he was good. No matter what anybody thinks, he was good. And this is the proof that he was a good man.
As the family speaks out, protests continue to take place around the country and the world as people come together to raise awareness and call for justice. Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. In response to the calls for justice, today Governor Tim Walz announced the launching of a first-of-its-kind investigation into what they call a culture of discrimination within the police department. CBS3's Jesse Slater explains.
Proof today that community outrage and calls for justice are not being ignored by top state leaders.
Minnesota has one of the strongest civil rights laws in the country. It is illegal for police departments to discriminate against someone because of their race.
An announcement Tuesday from Governor Tim Walz and State Department leaders. A civil investigation will take place looking at long-term practices within the Minneapolis Police Department.
This effort is only one of many steps to come in our efforts to restore trust within those communities who have been unseen, unheard, and believe that those that are charged to serve and protect not only don't do that, they work against them.
Unlike criminal investigations, which investigate individuals for breaking the law, this will search to see if there are patterns of prejudice behavior.
The investigation will review MPD's policies, procedures, and practices over the last 10 years to determine if the department has utilized systemic discriminatory practices towards people of color.
Leaders say this investigation has been a long time coming, and this is the first of many steps forward.
This is not something that we can fix in one day or in 1 week. But we must pursue meaningful structural change.
Calling on justice for George Floyd and others impacted by the actions of the MPD.
Community and policing, but it starts with community. It has to start with community. And the police have to be in there with them to make this right.
State leaders say the investigation could quickly lead to change in procedures within the department. It could also lead to long-term changes in training and operations. Over in Wisconsin, Governor Tony Evers is calling on state lawmakers to reform law enforcement policies. A bill calling for law enforcement policy reform did not make it out of committee this session and has no Republican co-sponsors. Attorney General Josh Cull believes the path to reform requires both communities of color and law enforcement to come together to find answers. Cull says the Department of Justice is working in collaboration with police departments around the state to respond to the recent unrest.
Duluth police are asking for your help identifying 2 suspects involved in the assault of a Quick Trip employee Saturday night. Police responded to the assault at the Quick Trip on 27th Avenue Saturday evening. 1 juvenile has already been arrested in connection to the attack. Police are asking for your help in identifying 2 more people shown in this newly released video. If you recognize them, you're asked to call 911. The assault happened as protests became violent in the Lincoln Park neighborhood Saturday night into Sunday morning.
And we'll take a quick look at the weather. Dave, it was hot out there today.
Yeah, by our standards, it was pretty toasty. The cool spot was Ely at 79 degrees.
Okay.
Every other town broke the 80 threshold. So let's take a look at our top temps today before we talk about tomorrow's. And things did run from 79 in Ely to 89 in Watersmeet. The rest of the region in between, Ashland a close second at 88 degrees. Probably won't be quite that warm tomorrow, but still should be around 80 for a lot of towns. Low pressure system brought rain yesterday and a bit today. It's moving out of the picture. Higher pressure settling in will keep the warm spell going and bring back sunshine to the region tomorrow. So partly cloudy sky through the day. High temp here in Duluth, I think 79, not too far off that 80 mark. By Friday, We will start to cool again, and we'll talk more about that in just a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. The rioting in South Minneapolis has left dozens of businesses damaged, and it goes far beyond the 3rd Police Precinct. Stores up and down the Lake Street corridor from the Mississippi River down over to Uptown were vandalized during the riots. Artists like Greta Sandquist answered the call from the Uptown Art Association to help brighten the storefronts of broken and boarded up windows.
It's disheartening to come here and see the restaurants and the places that we love, the shops all boarded up.
The Lake Street Council has raised more than nearly $3.5 million to help rebuild businesses in the area.
But the Twin Cities area isn't in this alone, as Minneapolis, St. Paul, and other areas around the country deal with unrest after George Floyd's death. Several Duluth area businesses are stepping up to help out. CBS 3's Emma Quinn spoke with several local businesses about how they're helping out.
After the Twin Cities dealt with unrest following the death of George Floyd, Duluth area businesses are stepping up and helping out.
We want to stand with the Black Lives Matter movement and the communities in Minneapolis.
Duluth's Positively 3rd Street Bakery is running a donation drive, all for organizations in need down in the Twin Cities.
Menstrual products, non-perishable foods, basic first aid stuff.
Down in Canal Park, Vikra Distillery has chosen to focus their donations locally. They're donating $1 of every cocktail kit sold in June to Duluth's NAACP.
We do have a lot of people coming in here who just want to help right now, and so we decided this just made sense.
Both businesses are dealing with their own adjustments and challenges in the last few months due to COVID-19.
We're also struggling, but you gotta pick what's most important in the moment.
But they say there's a different priority right now.
It kind of opens your eyes as to where we really stand in the scheme of things. So things are tough for us, but they're not. It's not at all what so many of our friends and neighbors are going through.
Bakery owners say they will continue the donation drive until supplies is no longer needed. For Vikra, they'll choose a new organization each month to donate to.
For more information on how to donate and other businesses that are doing their own fundraisers, you can head to our website, cbs3duluth.com.
Biden can officially become the Democratic nominee for president tonight. 7 states and Washington, D.C. are holding presidential primaries. More than 400 delegates are up for grabs. If Biden picks up all of them, he will officially become the Democratic nominee, outpacing Senator Bernie Sanders, who dropped out earlier this year. Biden picked up early wins in the 7 states, with the results for D.C. still pending.
Another Republican has thrown his hat into the ring for Minnesota's 8th congressional district race. Former Duluth school board member Harry Welty will face off against Republican Pete Stauber during Minnesota's primary election. Welty lost to Stauber during the 8th congressional district primary back in 2018. Stauber, also a Republican, is currently in his first term in the 8th district seat. If he is reelected, Stauber says it will be the first time a Republican has ever been reelected to the 8th district seat in the last 76 years. Meanwhile, Democrat Quinn Nystrom is also seeking the 8th district seat. She was endorsed by the Minnesota DFL back in May. Since then, her former Democratic challengers, Galen Spilarich and Soren Sorensen, have dropped out. They both say they wanted to respect the Minnesota DFL's endorsement. Minnesota's primary election is set for August 11th. The Cloquet City Council has signed off on a new police chief. At their meeting tonight, councilors voted 6-1 to remove the interim tag from Commander Derek Randall. He had been the acting chief for 8 months and has been with the Cloquet Police Department for nearly 2 decades. It's unclear when he will officially be sworn in, but it could happen at the city's next council meeting on the 16th. 2 other candidates were vying for the spot. In the end, Mayor Roger Mackey says Randall proved to be the most viable during his 8 months as the acting chief. This is the city's 4th chief since 2017.
The Superior City Council is giving one of its biggest businesses a break on its rent payments. The city owns Barker's Island, but leases it to a company called Sailboats Incorporated. Superior usually gets hundreds of thousands of dollars per year in rent from the company. It's one of the largest sources of revenue for the city. Sailboats Incorporated did not see a lot of business during the lockdown, but it's since started to pick up. The city is allowing them to delay their payments, making it easier on the company and the city's bottom line.
Black smoke could be seen billowing in Superior tonight after an RV burst into flames. Fire crews responded near the intersection of East 3rd Street and 24th Avenue East around 8 o'clock tonight. When they arrived, the RV was engulfed. The vehicle was parked in an alley and there was heat damage to a nearby garage. The cause is under investigation, but officials say it appears to have been accidental. The owners believe it to be an electrical fire.
It's a material thing, and I praise God that nobody was hurt. You know, so a little bit of money that we paid into it and remodeled, I'll never get back. But the kids' lives and our lives are more important than a vehicle.
The RV was a complete loss. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, how to capitalize on a unique opportunity when it comes to paying down your student loans.
Normal high temp is 67 degrees. Duluth made it to 84 today. Once we get towards Sunday, we'll be much closer to normal. But until then, it could be a warm ride. And we'll talk about it and any future rain chances to boot coming up after our break.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 10 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3. Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on Live, local, CBS 3 Duluth.
Years fly by. Your retirement date keeps getting closer. Rather than spending another year worrying about retirement, get a second opinion on your financial strategy. Let us answer your questions and show you how tax reduction strategies can benefit your retirement. Go to MPPLFinancial.com to download our free tax reduction checklist. Then call MPPL Financial this week for a complimentary second opinion consultation. A second opinion could be your best 2020 financial investment.
Shopping for a new kitchen at Skips has never been better. Take home your dream kitchen today with Skips' new Glenwood and white cabinets. Enjoy freedom and flexibility with your own movable island today. You can rely on Skips for quality and durability at affordable prices. Stop by with your measurements and see how you can take home beautifully painted or stained cabinets today at a truly affordable price. Visit us online at skipshomecenter.com or stop in to see our showroom at 4728 Rice Lake Road, Duluth.
Let our professional relocation team help make the transition from your old house into a new home as stress-free as possible. Call today for an on-site estimate to identify your family's specific relocation needs. Schedule and manage your job with one of our friendly office staff. The day of the job, our professional and courteous movers will safely and efficiently protect and transport your goods with the aid of new technologies and equipment, but with the same old-fashioned service you know and trust.
Moving is hard. Calling A1 Movers is easy.
New Duluth Auto is the Duluth used car dealer. We have plenty of makes and models to choose from. Nissan, Honda, Toyota, and we even carry multiple options for our most popular vehicle, the Subaru Forester. Large cargo space, all-wheel drive, what's not to love? All of our vehicles are priced under $20,000. To make these deals even sweeter, there is a 1 to 5 year warranty included on all vehicles. Give us a call, stop by, or view our inventory online at newduluthauto.net. Because here at New Duluth Auto, we are your Duluth used car dealer.
Hi, my name is Kennedy, and I'm into social work. I graduated from Duluth East High School, and it's really nice to know that you have a local, affordable 2-year school to go to, especially if you don't know what you want to do. It's a great place to start out. Go to Lake Superior College.
Wednesday on CBS3 this morning, an assisted living facility in Duluth is frustrated with COVID-19 lockdowns and is planning to protest. We'll bring you there.
And we'll take a look at your Weather Max forecast to see how long those summer-like temperatures are going to last.
Wake up with Austin and Jenna at 5 a.m.
CBS 3 Weather is brought to you by Kerry Toyota. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, yesterday we had rain from a low pressure system. Today, some towns got a little more rain from the tail end of that low working through the region. Day started sunny, then finished on a cloudier note. But those clouds, they provided a very beautiful sunset around the region here tonight. Here our good friend Tracy Lundeen got this shot up on his dock. Gorgeous night. Tomorrow, probably gorgeous too. higher pressure coming in will make things even more sunny than what we saw for portions of today. And then come Thursday, our next chance of rain. Those are things we'll talk about here in just a bit. Right now, we show you the current conditions here in Duluth. It's still 68 degrees out there with a partly cloudy sky. Westerly, northwesterly winds running 6 miles per hour, and relative humidity is 55%. So it's tolerable. It was warm today, but not as muggy as it could have been, that's for sure. And with highs in the 80s here, well, temperatures are starting to go down to 57 International Falls, and 57 towards the Hibbing area, 59 Moose Lake, 68 in Hermantown, 63 for Silver Bay, 66 Superior, 67 Ashland, and 63s in the Upper Peninsula. Hopefully Hayward's system gets fixed and we can get their temperature by tomorrow night. Tonight's low temperatures, probably 40s and 50s for most of our towns, and the 40s will be fairly rare. It's more, in general, the 50s that folks will be facing. So there's that line of showers that started over towards the Brainerd area, but now as the night's gone by, they've pushed their way to the south. And so any more showers here in our area is 30% chance at best, and they're really falling apart rapidly here in Minnesota as higher pressure starts to slide into our region to set us up for a sunny day tomorrow, and it'll help keep us warm once again. Again, tomorrow high temps could be near 80 degrees for a lot of places, just a little bit cooler right by the lake, but this high will migrate to the south fairly rapidly, and by Thursday, fresh low pressure system from the west comes to town, and we get a 30% chance for showers and thunderstorms. That in turn gives way to another high pressure cell by Friday, but that one will be of the Canadian variety. It'll help take our temperatures down. No more 80s for a while. In fact, by Sunday, we could drop back into the 60s, but that is normal for this time of year. Tonight, Minnesota low temps, 49, 48 actually towards Hibbing, to maybe 56 degrees down towards the south. In Wisconsin and Michigan, low temps there will be 54 to 57, and we'll say there's still a 30% chance for some rain trying to reach up towards places like Hayward. Not a great chance. For tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan high temps 78 to 82 again, or actually 76 to 82. Partly cloudy sky from the high pressure. Partly cloudy in Minnesota as well, with 69 to 74 by the lake and 77 to 82 inland. So the warm spell continues, and I think the warm spell will linger through Thursday when we get that chance for the showers and thunderstorms, 30% shot. Then starting to cool a bit Friday, sunny but only 70 Saturday, cloudy and rainy perhaps Sunday, 65 the high temp. Then, Tony, we rebound for Monday, Tuesday with our temperatures, and we bump our precip chances up towards 50%.
You know what I like hearing is you're talking about a slight cool down, but that slight cool down still has us in the mid-60s and 70s. That's a cool down I'm on board
and
with.
67 is normal, so I think we can handle it.
I think we can too. Thanks, Dave. After surveying community members about their thoughts, 4 northern Minnesota school districts are taking the next step towards possibly working together. The collaboration would include students in Chisholm, Hibbing, Floodwood, and Nashwauk-Keewatin. The head of RAMS, or the Range Association of Municipalities and Schools, said they got 1,300 surveys back. They asked what people thought of sharing services for things like busing, staff, facilities, sports, curriculum, and more. RAMS officials say in all 4 communities, at least 70% of respondents supported the idea. Officials wanted to stress this is a collaboration plan, not a consolidation plan. Any funding plans are still being worked out.
Millions of Americans are in the midst of paying off mountains of student loan debt, but financial experts say the pandemic provides many with a unique opportunity. CBS 3's John Cardinelli takes a look at how.
Like 45 million Americans.
I went to University of Minnesota Duluth. I studied biology.
Matthew Santo had to rely on loans to get himself through college.
Paid for the entirety of my tuition.
According to the Institute of College Access and Success, Americans have compiled $1.6 trillion of student debt. But many recently got some good news.
So there's no interest rate, but there are also no payments required.
That's thanks to the Federal CARES Act signed in March. He and many others who have federal student loans were granted forbearance.
So if you have the means and the option is available to you, you can make annual payments and catch up and reduce that capital on your loans.
I think it's very helpful for people right now.
April Sanderson is a financial counselor in Duluth. She says using this unprecedented time to chip away at their loans is huge.
This is going to be potentially life-changing, because instead of it being a forbearance that accrues interest, it doesn't accrue interest, so nothing will be capitalized at the end.
Sanderson's advice for those not struggling with student debt: save.
Life happens, and we always know that life happens at the worst time, so having savings is that insurance for when life happens.
But as for Santo, his focus is on putting a dent in his student loans and is still glad he put in the time in school.
I think it was worth it. Debated about continuing my education, getting a master's, so that hasn't scared me off entirely.
As of now, the forbearance will last until September 30th.
From prom to graduation ceremonies, the coronavirus has taken away a lot of milestones for the nation's high school seniors. And with plenty of uncertainty in the coming months, now a growing number are considering taking a year off before heading to college. A new survey from Art and Science Group finds 16% of incoming students may take a gap year, and another 17% are considering deferring enrollment until the spring of 2021. As far as reopening, universities are split on what to do. Many are exploring a shortened fall semester, far from the traditional freshman experience.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, it could be at least a decade before the U.S. fully recovers from the COVID-19 pandemic. We have the details coming up.
CBS 3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Whether you're catching fish or playing fetch, Fleet Farm has what you need. This week, save big on things like Wrangler jeans. Save $5 on men's Wrangler denim jeans. Wrapless Shad Wraps, exclusive colors, $5.99. Select Goodyear tires. Buy 3, get the 4th free. Plus, get up to $50 back after rebate. And get 25% off trees, nursery stock, and hanging baskets in the garden center. No matter the job, we've got you covered. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
If you think about the last few months, maybe it'll give us a new perspective. Maybe we'll see things we've been missing. Maybe it'll help us see just how connected we all are. And maybe, just maybe, if we look at the big picture, it'll remind us just how amazing freedom really is.
When Visible set out to create the future of phone service, we tossed the stuff that wasn't working. Stuff like foot-long bills and fees from nowhere, time-wasting stores, misleading ads, unhelpful help centers, and saved the stuff that was working, like Verizon's 4G LTE network, plus unlimited data, messages, and minutes. It's a simple system. Trim the bad, make the good better, and way cheaper. Meet Visible. Unlimited data on Verizon's 4G LTE network. Just $25 for your first month. Join us at Visible.com.
We are strong and we'll get through this together, but these are stressful times. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, and know that you are not alone. Visit wearebroadcasters.com/hope, furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Dude! You gonna pick that up? Because there's no poop fairy to do that for you. See? Take these. They're not just poop bags. They're pride bags. Because you're doing the right thing for your neighbors and for the health of the whole watershed. Gotta fly. There's a Chihuahua cranking one out in Leicester right now. There is no poop fairy.
Always on the go, but want to keep up with the day's news? Don't worry. Now we are wherever you are. Traveling? No problem. Stream wherever, whenever with Live Local CBS 3.
Hi, I'm Dr. Charity Reynolds. I would like to remind you that COVID-19 is still around. Remember to wash your hands, wear your mask, and stay home as much as possible. Thank you.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
10 years. That's how long it could take the U.S. economy to recover from the coronavirus pandemic. The Congressional Budget Office issued the warning in a report saying the pandemic will reduce economic output over the period by nearly $8 over that period by nearly $8 trillion. The budget watchdog cited business closures, social distancing measures, and a drop in energy prices as reasons for the fallout.
To help keep businesses going, Iron Range businesses are pledging to keep customers safe during the pandemic. The Open for Business pledge helps people identify which businesses are taking extra safety precautions right now. Many of the 30 businesses that have already signed the pledge are displaying an Open for Business pledge window cling.
Coming up in sports, NHL players speak out on racism in hockey. Kelly's got the details coming up in just a minute.
Eye on Mining is brought to you by Iron Mining Association and Range Regional Airport.
Imagine building your Range Regional Airport without the mining industry. Now, imagine air travel without mining. We couldn't imagine that either. Welcome to Range Regional Airport, serving and supporting the Iron Range.
How can you show appreciation and say thanks to our area retail workers? While all gifts are appreciated, here is what helps keep us safe. The greatest gift of all. First, don't shop if you're not feeling well. Stay home and ask friends or family to help you. Keep your trips to a minimum. Pick up 2 weeks of supplies at a time if possible. Wash your hands before you come in and wear a cloth face cover. You can use a mask or a bandana. If possible, keep those cute kids at home and don't touch things you don't plan on buying. Keep your cash in your piggy bank and pay with your debit or credit card. Finally, try not to touch your face and be sure to wash your hands when you get home. Thank you for your help in creating a safer community.
We dance for healing. We dance for one another. For connection. In ways like no other. Together. Or even apart. We are resilient. The 2020 census is here, and we need to do our part for our people.
Sports are my passion and the love of my life. And when you watch a sportscast, the biggest compliment that I get is that you seem so excited about what you're talking about. And that's not an act for me. Who doesn't want to see someone, deliver their news in a fun way? So if you love it, I love it, you're going to see the authenticity that I think I bring to CBS3 Sports.
Watch sports with Kelly Hinseth on CBS3.
Tony's start in the industry was in reporting and storytelling. And so to have those skills each night really adds value.
They're saying a Duluthian would need to work 90 hours to afford rent.
He went right from a reporter where he was covering everything in the Northland, and he went right to the desk. He really does know what he's talking about.
Get to know Anthony Matt weekday nights on CBS3.
Powerful change occurs when people unite. We unite people to activate positive change, to make lives better. Help us fight for what's right for all. Basic needs, access to health care, a good education, and financial stability. There's strength in numbers. Join us and live united. HLUnitedWay.org.
Imagine building your Range Regional Airport without the mining industry. Now, imagine air travel without mining. We couldn't imagine that either. Welcome to Range Regional Airport, serving and supporting the Iron Range.
Over the past week and a half here in the sports world, every day we are seeing more and more athletes weigh in and use their platforms to speak out against racism. Today on TSN In Depth, the show that tackles issues in sports, they held a roundtable virtual discussion on racism in hockey. Minnesota natives J.T. Brown and Blake Wheeler were two of the four participants, along with Wild defenseman Matt Dumba. The players opened up about their experiences, specifically in their younger days playing hockey.
Little kids, they try to break you down. And I think my first experiences of racism were, kids didn't know what I was, so they kind of tried to throw the book at me, kind of just hitting all the races, seeing what would stick. And I can remember times just leaving the rink and I'd come off the ice and I'd be pretty worked up. I'd be sad.
I mean, I think it's more just as kids, you'd be lining up, people would say things. I mean, I was very fortunate to have a team and friends and coaching staff that really supported me from day one. So, I mean, a lot of these instances where it did happen, I mean, I remember a time where we just got off the ice as a team when I was called the N-word in a game. We lost the game, we forfeited the game, But, my coaches and my teammates were all fine with that. They were able to show me at an early age that I did have allies and I had people that were, that were having my back.
About 2 months ago, we watched UMD men's hockey collar in their 6th Hobie Baker Award winner in program history. He's a local guy from Hibbing, Minnesota, and Hibbing, Minnesota is planning to celebrate. The Hibbing City Council passed a resolution a few weeks ago declaring August 18th the official Scott Perunovich Day in the city. The resolution was voted on unanimously, according to the Mesabi Daily News. Perunovich spent 3 years as a defenseman at UMD, helping the team to 2 national titles, impressing fans and alumni alike.
He's one of the most fun guys to watch ever. I mean, we went and watched their series. Me and I followed there in Minnesota, and he's electric to watch. He's so fun, just the way he controls the play and how good he is with the puck. You always think he's going to do something, and then kind of, he does something else, or he's got a pass that you don't even see coming. So, and just to, have him as a Bulldog, another Hobie Baker win is awesome. It's awesome for the program to kind of bring in more guys, and they see the program's success, and I think that always helps.
Playing at UMD, obviously he's a Hibbing guy, but I think most would still consider him somewhat of a local guy to Duluth. I mean, that's pretty cool to have another Hobie Baker win at Duluth. I think it puts him at 6, not only for him to win it, but just watching him play and watching his hockey IQ and how he plays the game. I thought he certainly deserved it, and I was certainly pumped for him.
UMD men's hockey has officially posted the assistant head coaching job that Jason Herter vacated just a few weeks ago. Herter stepped down as UMD's assistant to pursue other opportunities in hockey. In his time at the helm, Herter has been a part of 2 national championships, 5 NCAA tournament appearances, and 2 NCHC Frozen Face-Off championships. He spent a grand total of 9 years with the program. Superior senior Hannah Craker has officially announced her commitment to run track at UW-Eau Claire next year. She's a sprinter specializing in the 400-meter dash. Craker represented the Spartans at sectionals last year, coming just 2 places away from the WIAA state championships. She was named MVP of the Spartans track team last year and was unfortunately unable to see where she would have ended up in her senior season. That's going to do it for sports tonight. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 Closed Captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Virtual Video Visits, offering face-to-face interaction with your provider from the convenience of home or work.
Water makes life possible on Earth and in our homes. Culligan conserves this resource with its high-efficiency water softener, the world's best because it uses less water, and that matters to all of us. Click or call Culligan Water and start saving today.
I'm Dr. Carolyn Phelps, licensed psychologist. In the wake of this pandemic, many of us are feeling over-challenged and overwhelmed. If you or someone you care about is struggling with anxiety, depression, or any other mental health problem, please know this: getting help matters. Mental health care is essential care, and it's still available. Simply contact a local mental health care provider yourself or ask someone you trust whom they'd recommend. Now more than ever, reach out for help.
I don't know how we would have survived without Mediacom. We have 5 kids, and we have Mediacom for all of our internet and all of our cable services. So I'm stuck in my house, but at the same time, I'm connected to people all over the world. It's been fantastic.
Right now, we all feel like the world is in a standstill. The internet has played a huge role in allowing us to stay connected to our jobs and stay connected with the ones that we love. We couldn't do it without Mediacom.
You hate coming home to a dark house, and leaving lights on all night drives utility bills out of sight. You need the Bell & Howell Bionic Spotlight, the outdoor motion sensor light that turns on the instant motion is detected and turns off when the motion stops. Bionic Spotlight is solar powered, so there's no expensive wiring or batteries to change. The instant the motion sensor detects movement, Bionic Spotlight triggers 8 high-intensity LED lights that shower the entire area with light and then shuts off 30 seconds after it stops. So you can spend hundreds of dollars on an outdoor lighting system, or you can get the motion-activated Bionic Spotlight for just $19.95 with free shipping. Bionic Spotlight is backed by our 5-year warranty. But wait, if you order right now, you can double the offer and get a second Bionic Spotlight. Just pay a separate fee. And when you call, ask about the contractor's discount on the complete 6-light home value set. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-354-3295 or go to BionicSpotlight.com. That's 1-800-354-3295 or order online at BionicSpotlight.com.
Classic Rock KQ is once again the Northland's #1 radio station. The KQ Morning Show, the most listened to radio program in the Northland. The KQ Train Wreck, the Northland's #1 afternoon show. Thank you for making us the Northland's #1 radio station. 95 KQDS.
For the news that impacts you most, turn to live local CBS3.
Wake up with Austin and Jenna at 5 a.m.
All right, Dave, let's get a final check of the weather here.
All right, let's go through the 7-day forecast because it has its ups and downs and its sunny periods and its rainy periods. After a couple of showers for some towns today and warm temperatures, well, we hold on to the warmth for tomorrow and get back to sunshine and shake off the rain chance. But that in turn comes back on Thursday, 30% chance for showers and storms. Then we start to cool down but clear up for Friday, Saturday. Sunday, well, we'll descend into the mid-60s under a cloudy sky and a 30% chance of rain, which in turn then starts to give way to temperatures increasing next Monday and Tuesday, but the precip chances will increase as well.
All right, look at tomorrow.
That looks beautiful.
It's going to be hot.
She's going to be playing hooky.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
We'll see you tomorrow.